Hello, YouTube. Hey, Mike over at Bench Clear. This video is for all of you. I want to first, Mike, thank you for putting together a phenomenal amount of media over at Bench Clear Media. Big fan of you and the guys over there. Been following you for a while, and I really want to thank you for putting together this contest. I think it's a great idea, an opportunity to give thanks for those friends that we've met through Facebook, different YouTube collaborators, different channels we've come across, and kind of share the hobby with everybody else. So I really love that. I know you put together a contest, and I'm definitely going to submit this, but I want to say quickly in the beginning, if I were to be chosen or win in your random contest, I will donate the prize to a charity because I want to give back as well, and I'm very thankful for what you and everybody else in the community have done over the years, so thank you guys. I'm going to spend the rest of this video, it's going to be a long video, thanking many people that I collaborate with, I talk to, message, text, whatever it might be, one that I've actually met in person, but all these friends are people I've met on YouTube in 2020. So hang in there, let's dive in. First off, Sports Card Talk Show. Skoll Brothers. Met these guys back in the spring, and I want to say this is one of the first channels where I was a collaborator on. I was able to go on and was interviewed by the team, really enjoyed it, and guys, I want to thank you very much because you helped me break my ice, you helped me get my channel started. You guys have been great. I know you did a shout out many months ago. We were talking about repack products. Big fan of what you guys put on there at Sports Card Talk Show. Love the growth at 923 subscribers. I expect you'll be at 1,000 very soon, probably before the end of the year. So great shout out to the Sports Card Talk Show. Guys, if you haven't checked them out, definitely check it out. Fun show, an easy show to just kind of sit back, enjoy, no stress. Laugh and giggle. Next up, Baubles and Ball Cards. I have Baubles here in no specific order except for the fact that Baubles is one of the only content providers or YouTube people I've actually met in person. I met him and Mrs. Baubles at a sports card conference, sports card show a few weeks ago here in the Virginia area. It was great to meet him in person. Baubles has always been a great friend. I can ask him questions. I think of him as kind of an expert in the hobby, very much knowledgeable of grading and cards and so forth. We have a similar history as far as our trading and collecting. So again, Baubles, thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you at more card shows in the future. Keep doing what you're doing. Next up is Sports Card Investor and Jeff. I know Sports Card Investor has really taken 2020 by storm. Love him, hate him, like him, whatever it is. I'm a huge fan. I'll tell you why I'm a huge fan. I was very involved in his Facebook group in the beginning, and actually kind of as a critic. You know, I wanted to help people out, give them advice, and kind of ground them to some reality in sports cards. And Jeff appreciated that and asked me, I guess it was early in 2020, if I wanted to admin or actually moderate his Facebook group. And I've been moderating and then admitting that group since. I really enjoy it. And one thing I'll say to everybody in the hobby is that the Sports Card Investor Facebook group is a safe place. It's a place you can come meet people, talk to people. There's nobody pushing anything. Yeah, we talk about market movers, but no one's forcing you to use it. You don't have to be a member to use it. You can learn a lot. The goal really is to educate, teach people, and make people more aware of what the opportunities are in the hobby. So check out Facebook group. Ask for Ziggy. Shoot me a message. I'll be happy to show you around. But a huge fan of Sports Card Investor. I want to thank him for the virtual he did in July. Looking forward to the virtual in December. Just very thankful for the things that Sports Card Investor has done for me and for the community. Next up, Hobby Hotline. Now this one's going to take a few more moments. I absolutely love the Hobby Hotline. I'm a huge fan of Hobby Hotline, and the reason for that is there's just so many people in Hobby Hotline that have been great to me. And what I mean by that, I was an original caller on the show many months ago where I would just call these guys on Saturdays and get them to answer all the questions I had from the week. And they helped me get more and more knowledgeable about the hobby. And then a few months ago, I was asked to be a guest host, and I'm a guest host on Hobby Hotline, and it's just been amazing. I've had an opportunity to be on a panel with Dr. Beckett. I talked to Rich Klein, Brian Gray, Drew at Let Me Get That Potograph, John at Sports Card Nation, Wax Pack Heroes with Mike. Gosh, I know I'm leaving people out. Jeremy at Sports Cards Live, Brad at Texas Card Dude. Oh, gosh, Stale Gum. Gosh, the list goes on and on. So many wonderful people in Hobby Hotline, guys. Very thankful for this channel. Thankful for the people I've met. And I encourage you all to come join us on Saturday mornings. Communicate, collaborate, chit-chat, join the show. That's what the Hobby Hotline is all about. Very thankful. Next up will be Bench Clear Media. Huge fan of Bench Clear Media. And I'll tell you, my days with Bench Clear Media go back, probably 5 years ago when Breaker Culture, which is still part of Bench Clear, and that's Ty at Breaker Culture. I did some freelance articles for him on Breaker Culture many years ago. Love Breaker Culture and love what I kind of think of Ty and Breaker Culture as one of the original OGs in sports card content creation. Love what he's done with Bench Clear Media. how he's built out the channel, pulled Pack Geek on. He's got Mike, Baseball Card Collector, on there. We were doing this contest for. Just a great group of guys. They've added more and more content all the time. Bench Clear is probably one of the best channels just to get a mix of everything in the hobby. Everything. They have different points of views, perspectives, live chats, conversations. Again, very thankful for the content these guys are putting out. Big fan of what Bench Clear is doing. Next up, I want to give thanks to Comeback Card Investor. Brad has been a great friend to me over the years. I've followed his channel. His channel has been on fuego. 5,000 subscribers. I remember when it was only a couple hundred. And what was great about Brad's channel is he started off as not knowing anything about the hobby. A brand new guy of the hobby, but understood Facebook. I remember him opening a box of Donruss and pulling the Zion Marvels card and going, what is this? And I'm sitting there watching this going, that's a big hit. That's a big hit. And now today, Brad's become, very, very knowledgeable of the hobby, has a great channel, and really helping people move into the hobby, investing and teaching and learning. So I really, really appreciate that. He's been a great friend. So again, Brad, thankful for you and all you've been doing. Thank you again. Also, Brad had me on his show as well. So again, I really appreciate that opportunity. Next up is Fantasy Football Card Quest. Another channel I've been following. A friend of Brad's, actually, childhood friend of Brad's. Followed his channel when it started off. I'm actually going to be on a show tomorrow night. That's November 24th. Really excited about the live. And again, I'm a big fan of Fantasy Football Card Quest. I love fantasy football. I did a league with him. I've been terrible in the league, but I love the Starstock interactions, the conversations, the chats. I can ask him questions. He asks me questions. Just been a great friend. Again, looking forward to meeting in the future sometime down the road. Next up, Personal Finance Dad. Man, if you guys have been on YouTube, you have to have seen Personal Finance Dad. Probably the busiest man in the YouTube content world. Puts out content all the time. And I'll see, when I first started watching his videos, like Brad, he was kind of new to the hobby, and you have his big head up there with his pictures in the background. I'm thinking, man, why am I always seeing your big head every day? But I have to say, I love seeing his big head. Now I've gotten used to his big head. And I also understand the story behind it and why he does what he does. He's a great guy, Dustin, putting together great content and just seeing some amazing growth. 4,000 subscribers in amazing time. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm very, very thankful to call you a friend and look forward to meeting someday in the future, Dustin. Next up, Card Hour. Card Hour is probably one of the first soccer channels that I started tuning into months ago. Now, I follow a lot of soccer channels, but I really like Card Hour. Love what Vincent's put together over here. And I want to thank you, Vincent, for all the content. Vincent's very active in the Facebook groups. We've collaborated and talked there. But he's just done a phenomenal job of really putting together what I think is some of the best soccer content in the hobby. Just very grounded, very real guy. He's over in Europe, gives you a European perspective. And again, thankful. Hope you're having a wonderful Thanksgiving. Stay safe and stay healthy, Vincent. Next up, Baseball Card Collector, Investor, Dealer. Man, I can't say enough about this channel. I absolutely love this channel. This is, again, one of the first channels I found when it was a couple hundred, maybe 200 subscribers. I swear to you, 6,580. This channel should be bigger because, let me tell you, the knowledge this man drops is amazing. I cannot thank you enough. You've done some phenomenal things in the hobby as far as educating me, educating others, sharing. It's just, again, I'm very thankful, and I'm going to take you up. One day we're going to meet at a conference or at a national, and we're going to have a drink and just tell stories, man. I hope you're doing well. I hope your young son is doing well. I hope your family's doing well. Stay safe, stay healthy, and thank you very much for all you've done in the hobby. Next up, CRT Sports Cards. Chris. Well, Chris, listen, I met Chris, virtually months ago with Project 2020. When that stuff took off in the spring, I was very much involved, and I still am in Project 2020, and I watch Chris's channel pretty much every day. Another very busy content provider, putting out content all the time, great edits, and really, built out his website. There's a lot of Project 2020, just is the class act when it comes to Project 2020. So if you're in 2020, you should definitely know about Chris. If you're in sports cards, you should get over and know more about Chris. Chris is a vintage baseball card collector, just a great person in the hobby. Chris, happy Thanksgiving to you. Look forward to seeing you someday, sir. Next up, Flipping Steve. Man, Flipping Steve, you should be comedian/content provider. Love your channel, love your intros, and love the fact you share what you're doing. You're very open, you're very transparent. You're not full of BS, man, and you're just down-to-earth good person. So I really look forward to meeting you someday in the future, Steve. Keep doing what you're doing. Happy Thanksgiving, man. Woo! Les Alex. Happy Thanksgiving, Les Alex. What a year it's been. I've been watching your channel for quite some time. I remember back, I think it was probably March, April, when you were the one who tipped me off on T206 cards, which I bought a whole bunch of over the summer. Probably shouldn't have bought as many as I did, but I did love it, and I like your channel. I'm not going to mention the fact that, I was blocked by your channel for a day or two, but we got over that, and that's one of the reasons I love Les Alex's channel. He's putting out great content. He's hustling. He's a good guy in the hobby. I love, one of my favorite videos of yours was the video you did with your daughter ripping cards. That just hits me in the heart because I have my own boys, love ripping cards with my kids. And again, I can't say enough about what you're doing. So happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Next up, Malone Money Mindset. I don't know why I was saying money first. Malone Money Mindset. Great channel. Met this guy through, I think it was fantasy football, or maybe it was through Card Investor, but really love your channel and love what you're putting out there. What I really enjoy is, again, you're very down to earth. You're sharing what you're doing. You come from the financial world, right? You're in the New York area, I believe. You know, you've been teaching people about stocks, and I love the fact you've now gotten into sports cards. And I like the fact that you're not BSing people. You're just playing it day by day, sharing what you know and what you enjoy. Look forward to someday doing a collaboration with you. I definitely need to get back to you. And again, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, sir. Next up, Mojo Break Media. To the Mojo Break Media family, I want to say happy Thanksgiving. Very thankful to call you guys friends. I've been breaking with Mojo Breaks probably since 2015, 16. I'm one of the guys who pulled the Giannis Prism card out of one of their skunk packs. We sold that a long time ago, but we did get one. I have a video to prove it. But I've been a big fan of Mojo for years. Really love the content you guys have put out there. Really big fan of the hype. And again, I call these guys the original content providers of YouTube. Going back to Breaker Culture and the hype were probably the two channels I learned so much about sports cards. In fact, one of the best stories from Mojo Breaks is why silver prisms had their rise. I'll save that for a later day, but Mojo Break was the one who taught me about the silver prisms many, many years ago. I think 2018. Next up, Northeast Ohio Sports Cards. I want to give a shout out to Neo. Been following his channel for a long time. Really like the content. In fact, one of the things I really like, again, I'm a market movers guy, and I almost kind of went the route you've went, where you show a lot of market movers and you use the tool all the time. And since you've been doing it, I've been learning from you. So keep doing what you're doing. You've been an excellent tutor. I appreciate the text messages and the chats we've had. Big fan of the channel. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, sir. Next up, Red Cape Sports. My buddies up in Canada. Big fan of these brothers, man. First of all, I love your channel. I love the production, the quality, the insight you put into it. You guys have just been fun to follow. Really love the collaboration. And again, I love your Canadian perspective on things, right? We don't, for example, I didn't realize how difficult it was to get football up there. So I was happy to send you guys some boxes. I'm really excited you guys had some good hits. And I'm really happy. I think I made a friend for a long time. So you Burchard brothers, is that right? Did I pronounce that right? Keep doing what you're doing. Happy Thanksgiving to you, gentlemen. Next up, Run Good Life. Run Good Life. Happy Thanksgiving, young man. Let me just say, I've been following his channel as well for months. And one of the things I loved about Run Good Life is early on, he was out breaking cards. And everybody breaks cards. But it wasn't just the breaking. He shared the story, the hustle, how he went out chasing retail, the videos of him looking for it. Then he'd bring it home and he'd break it. And when he'd break it, he'd share with you the prices of it. He would then share with you his story about how he used CMOC. And then he moved over to StarStock. He's again sharing you the real hobby, the real life of the hobby, what's going on. Amazing channel, over 5,000 subscribers, now does Saturday Night Breaks. I'm going to have to jump in one of those one time. But again, happy Thanksgiving to you, your friends, and family. Really appreciate what you're doing. Well, I have Les Alex here twice. Well, last but definitely not least is the Card Collector. And the reason I have Card Collector here is, again, I've followed his channel for a very long time. This young man, I believe, is 13 years old. And the reason I know that is he's the same age as my son. In fact, they both have birthdays in the same month around the same time. And unlike my son, this young man has kept his channel going. So huge shout out, Card Collector. Really admire that. It's so hard to stay focused when you're young. I understand that. I want your channel to explode. I hope more people will go over there and subscribe. You're doing a great thing, man. Keep the hustle going. And for all the others out there that I haven't included, and I'm just thinking of a few, like Brody the Kid, who co-hosts with me, great kid on the Hobby Life. There's just so many wonderful content providers. I just want to say thank you, sincerely. Thank you to everyone for a phenomenal 2020. Made some phenomenal memories, had a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to 2021 like none other. I also look forward to meeting many of you and collaborating with many of you in 2021 and really taking this all to the next level. Anybody else watching, I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you too are thankful and can shout out for those channels that you enjoy the most. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday. Stay safe, stay healthy, and do what's fun. Have a good time, people. Love you all. If you haven't already, subscribe. Talk to you tomorrow.